to run according to my computer. Ooh, that sounds cold.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
We're chilling. We are live. You're from Coleraine High School.
Nope, Princeton.
Princeton High School. Sorry, that's my fault. Sorry for the late. We had some difficulty with traffic on the way here. I'm here with my co-host Anthony Wilson. How's it going today, Anthony?
It's going well, Chase. How are you?
We're doing good. We're in for some great basketball here with the Badin Rams will take on the Woodward Bulldogs. As the Rams it's tied up already. That's just crazy to me personally.
Yeah, I mean, only a couple minutes in, and we're tied up. We were speaking to C.J. Fleming not too long ago, and he was saying that these Woodward Bulldogs are going to put up a fight for Badin. So we're going to see how this game plays out today.
100%. As Rowan Brown will check in for Declan Brown. You know, we've already seen 2 threes in 2 seconds of basketball. I mean, that's just going to be for a good offensive game. What do you think the Rams have to do today to pull out the outcome and go play the next tournament game?
Well, we're looking at the Woodward Bulldogs. It's looking like they have a couple bigger dudes than Badin, I think, will be used to. So Badin's going to definitely have to play a physical game, and as of now, it looks very fast-paced. So Badin keeping up with the Bulldogs is going to be something that's adamant for them today.
100%. As the Rams have Rowan Brown, Eli Stroud, Cooper Ollis, Carson Lowe, and Chandler Taylor in for right now. As Brown takes up the court, he'll pass to the Stroud. Stroud's been unbelievable this season. As he's stuck in the corner, Chandler with the ball, pass the corner, Ollis with the ball, good pass to Taylor. I see a little shot fake, pass it to Stroud. As he just wings it across the court, passes it down. As Ollis passes it back to Stroud, passes it Brown in the corner. Ooh, that's going to be a turnover for the Rams.
And here's what I'm talking about here, Chase, is the Bulldogs are coming out strong and fast here. And as we just saw, Badin couldn't even find a play after swinging it for several seconds. Almost close to a minute. Cooper Ollis up for a 3. Thanks right out of the basket.
You know, that's just something hard right there. I mean, we've already saw, like I've said it before, multiple threes. I feel like this could be one of those games that have a lot of three-pointers. As the Bulldogs call timeout, we will be back here shortly. We are live back here from Princeton High School as the score is tied 5-5 with about 4 minutes left to go. I mean, I feel like we're in for a good basketball game tonight. I mean, we saw a great game by the girls on Tuesday, and let's hope the Rams can compete with this, correct?
Well, of course. I mean, Rams being our home team, I'm going to support them no matter what. But as the looks of it, I mean, it's too hard to tell. But looking at the Bulldogs warming up, it seems like their guys are definitely agile, move a little quicker than usual. And I could see by the way they were warming up, they got some handles. I'll definitely say that.
They have some size. Do you feel like that's something Badin's lack of this year is just size? I mean, if you look at them, Badin, I think, only has one dude above 6'4", I think, if I'm not mistaken. And it looks like Woodward has about 3. I think that could be a very critical thing here and for the Rams. Stroud with the 3. Banks off the rim. You know, I feel like we're in as Brown for the 3. Ooh.
Cooper with the rebound.
I mean, that's
just up for 2.
That's just great right there. That's just some great fundamental basketball right there. Woodward with the ball. I mean, this Woodward team is, they're coming in hot. Won their last tournament game. We're seeing, wow. Ooh.
And there's where that size comes in handy for the Bulldogs.
100%. I mean, Badin's not a big team at all.
No.
I mean, you can just see by, them versus some other teams. As that's going to be a foul on the ground. Two of their bigger guys are checking in right now. Ben Saycash and Cody Knapp. I mean, that's probably one of the two bigger guys, I feel like, with the Rams. And as one of their, actually, two of their bigger guys checks out, I mean, is that going to be a play today with just size or no?
I think so here, Chase. Ben's definitely one of their more physical players, and I think he's going to be a key component for the game here tonight. Being physical, I mean, as we just saw the Bulldogs on their last play, they did a little sneak at the top of the key with number 15, who's definitely one of their bigger guys on their team. So I think seeing some physicality here tonight is what's going to lead us to a good game here. And Ben Saycash, just as I was saying that with the rebound, I think Badin needs to slow it down here a little bit.
100%. I feel like, we've seen already a pretty fast-paced game where it's a lot of three-pointers, a lot of rebounding. And, I mean, Rams have the half-court press going right now. I feel like that's something that we saw in the girls' game as well. And you see, I feel like this team, I feel like Woodward can, really just break it with their size. I mean, as the Rams, they're coming in hot, really hot, with a good win on, when was that?
Friday? I'm not sure the last time the Rams played.
As the Bulldogs cut the lead, I mean, I feel like if the Rams can just get hot, I feel like that's how they're going to win this basketball game. You get hot, you play your style of basketball. As Saycash is passing out to Knapp, I mean, Cody's been an unbelievable ball player this season.
I mean, arguably all the players on Badin have been playing great this season. They've had a great season so far, so I think it's a matter about keeping their composure here. Yeah, coming out hot, playing with the Bulldogs at their own speed is going to be key, but slowing it down to Badin's pace is what's going to lead us to that victory here tonight.
100%. I mean, if you look at one of their main scorers, Cooper Alice, the senior, I mean, he is just an unbelievable basketball player. As Woodward just airballs it, out with the basketball. I see, we just by watching so far. Ooh, Saycash with the three. Ooh.
We have a big Badin presence here tonight. I mean, student section looks a little slim, but as far as the parents come, there's a lot of them here present tonight, supporting on the Badin Rams. Ben Saycash with the pump fake up behind the Rams.
As we see, most students are sitting down. Strout, that was a great shot right there. As the Rams call the timeout.
CJ Fleming not looking too happy here.
No, I would not want to be in that huddle right now. As the Rams have the lead with just under 30 seconds left to play. We will be back here shortly. We are back and live here from Princeton High School as the Badin Rams are continuing this battle against the Woodward Bulldogs. With the Bulldogs having the ball, I see Rams on that press. I feel like that can be a really good way I feel like we're in a good position right now for the basketball game.
It's definitely a way to start that momentum up, and I just say CJ Fleming throw up his hands. After they grab possession here, after that full court press, CJ Fleming, he's telling the Rams, slow it down, play your own game, play at your own pace. These Bulldogs are coming out hard with both defense and offense. Badin puts up a three, can't quite do it. That's the end of the first quarter here, folks. We'll see you shortly.
We are back in live here from Coleraine High School. I'm with my co-host, Anthony Wilson.
Princeton High School. We're scheduled for another quarter of 8 minutes. We'll see what the Rams and Bulldogs can do. I mean, that first quarter we saw a pretty fast-paced game, kind of low scoring, only 11-7 with Badin in the lead, but very fast-paced game in that first quarter. We're going to see if anything slows down or speeds up here. As Eli Stroud just called for, Eli Woodward gets called for a traveling call.
That was Stroud. I feel like we're definitely seeing a very, like you said before, both teams came out pressing. Like that's just, as the Rams, as Stroud tips the ball off, but it's still gonna be Woodward's ball. I feel like we're definitely in for a very press style of basketball today. I feel like the Rams just have to play their style of basketball.
Definitely.
They hopefully can pull off this dub. I mean, they have a big rivalry next as Woodward just turns the ball over. Stroud takes it. It's going to send him to the line for two.
Stroud's a phenomenal player when it comes to driving to the basket and forcing those fouls. He almost got that and one there, but Stroud's a phenomenal player at offense especially. Just like I said, driving to the rim and forcing those fouls, and that's a key component for tonight's game. I think with how physical we are here tonight, forcing those fouls and trying to make those at the free throw line is what's going to help us a lot.
100%. I mean, that is a hard thing to do, is drive to the rim and throw your body out there. As he makes the first one, it extends the Rams' lead a little bit more. As Ollis and Rowan Brown check out for the Rams. I mean, we see right now, we see Woodward having some subs too. I feel like that's where we see a lot of this game. It's just high pace. This is when your conditioning is going to come in hand right here. As Stroud will miss the second free throw, Woodward has the rebound. We see Stroud hustling down the court. That's something really good to see here. I feel like Woodward, they just can't follow the Rams style of basketball. I feel like they have to play their own style of basketball. As the Rams have, a very different style of basketball, I feel like. It's more of the fast-paced style. As the Rams get another turnover, that is going to be Woodward's ball? No, it's going to be Badin's ball. My fault on that one. Anthony, what do you think, how far, we saw one quarter of basketball. Is this game going to be a fast, quick game, or is it going to be a slower, quick game, or is it going to be a mixture of both?
By the looks of it, just how fast the Rams and Bulldogs came out, I think by the third or fourth quarter, they're definitely going to get burnt out. The only thing I would say is both these rosters have a multitude of people on the bench here, so whether it be subbing out a ton of players or keeping your best ones in, it's either going to be a very fast-paced game the entire game or burnt out by the third or fourth quarter.
100%. I feel like, these timeouts will come when they're needed. When it's feel like whoever has the momentum going in the second quarter is going to take this ball game. Second half. As Olives will check back in for Declan and Brown. He's had an incredible season this year. I mean, he's really took his senior leadership by storm. With him being the only 3-year starter returner, I think we're going to start to see his leadership here. As Taylor just takes it to the rim for 2. Like we said before, the Rams continue playing that press. As the Rams are running a pretty good defense. I say so myself.
And I haven't seen from the Rams as much one-on-one defense here. Cooper Ellis with the steal, puts it up for the pump fake, can't get around, gets it around into the basket for 2. We're now 16-7 as the Badin Rams lead. Bulldogs really need to find a point here as he steps out of bounds. Badin's ball. I think right now the Bulldogs need to find some type of rhythm. They haven't scored this entire period, so Bulldogs definitely need to find some type of rhythm and try to find momentum off there.
100%. I feel like momentum is what can really flip a basketball game. I mean, if you look right now, the Rams have a lot of momentum going in. I mean, I feel like if they keep that up, this game could be a pretty quick, easy game for the Rams,
Yeah, definitely. Keeping that confidence up is key. It's just a matter of I've noticed here that the Bulldogs are doing a phenomenal job of locking down defense under that basket. Anytime Badin gets a chance to drive to that rim, they're blocking and they're being very physical under the basket there.
100%. I mean, I feel like that's somewhere we'll see the whole game. I feel like it's going to be a very physical basketball game down below. I mean, as you can see right now, that is going to be a foul on... Did you see that?
Cade Cummins.
Foul on Cummins. It's going to be Woodward's ball. I feel like we're going to see some very different styles of basketball tonight. As there's a shooting foul. That will send Woodward's
Mincy to the basket. Mincy up for the first.
He will make
nothing but net.
That's something I feel like that's a very important thing in basketball is make your free throws. I feel like that's something you see from all the way from 5th grade basketball all the way to the pros. Make your free throws.
Fundamentals right there.
That's what it takes, fundamental basketball. As he will make the second one.
So those are the Bulldogs' first 2 points of this period here. So whether that be the little bit of momentum they need in order to start scoring here, or whether the Rams can respond back here with some points of their own. It's Carson Lowe, drives to the basket, in for 2, like it's nothing.
I mean, that was just nothing but net. As, the Rams just keep extending their lead. I feel like the Rams are just keeping on the throttle. I feel like they won't hold back at all. I mean, we've seen as Woodward will make the 2.
Now that shot was just thrown up there. I was not expecting that to go in at all.
I don't think the Coach Flynn was expecting that to go in at all. I mean, I feel like that's just one of them he chucks up and prays it goes in.
That was number 15, Bryce Lively. Definitely one of the Bulldogs' bigger players here. I'm thinking one of the better ones, too, having that he's on Cooper Ellis.
100%. I feel like for even opposing, your best players are going to go to Ellis. I mean, you just have so much talent for the Rams on the court. As the 81, as a travel is called, I was not expecting that.
No, I think Mincy's here, number 0 on the Bulldogs, is definitely trying to take some initiative himself to try to get that momentum going for the rest of his team. I think that's something we see often with the Rams, but it's not just one player, it's their entire team. You see the drive, you see the heart, you see all of them driving to the basket. Their faces red, out of breath. They're all giving it 110%, and I think that's why Badin is going to come out on top here today.
100%. I feel like that's just something that you have to have throughout the whole team. Respect for one another and leadership. I mean,
definitely.
With there only being 2 seniors, it's kind of time for the younger guys to take leadership for it, as that is going to be a...
Foul on Badin there, so it's going to be the Bulldogs' ball. But yeah, Chase, just like you were saying, the Rams are mostly comprised of underclassmen, juniors. So taking that initiative junior year, I'm just excited to see what the Badin Rams can do for next year. Having it that most of their team are juniors, all those juniors still have one more year to play their game and take their initiative that they need to.
I mean, 100%. I feel like, with their, like you said before, I mean, I feel like that junior class is really going to have to step up next year. I mean, with them being in this game right now, and him getting a lot of the juniors in, it just shows him. It just shows you how you play these games and how you play closer. I mean, like I said before, he was one of the players to start down in Dayton last year, and I feel like he's carried that loss ever since last year and kept going. I mean, it shows you by his play of how good he is right now. I feel like with him, he just drives to the basket. I mean, that's just another.
Effortlessly. Yeah, Cooper Allis, definitely someone to keep an eye on throughout this entire game.
I mean, 100%. I mean, as he just misses that. I feel like Woodward they've just not caught momentum yet.
No, with almost 3 minutes left in the second period. I'm thinking the Bulldogs either need to call a timeout or get their act together. They need to form some type of momentum, like I've been saying, and try to gain some confidence back. I'm thinking right now either they're gassed out or just not. They just don't have the confidence level that they need.
100%. I feel like Badin's really stuck to playing as that. It's just an unbelievable pass by Allis. Boom. Taylor with the three. I mean, if you look back on that pass, just an unbelievable pass.
As the Brown twins here just sloppy. The brothers, that connection isn't quite there.
With not at all. I mean, I wonder how hard it is to play with the brother on team.
I don't think it's hard at all. I think the Browns especially, they have some type of bond that, a lot of family members don't have with siblings. So having that on your team, I think, is honestly beneficial. You have a brotherly bond that you've grown up with this person your entire life, and now you're playing, very competitive basketball with them. Like, that's a key component for Badin's team. Chandler puts up a sloppy three there, banks it off the front of the rim. We're going to see what the Bulldogs can do here, almost with 2 minutes left. They really need some points here.
I mean, for sure. I mean, I think the Bulldogs have scored twice in this second quarter. I feel like that's something Badin's catching up on us, that we stop them from scoring, and we just keep putting points up. I don't expect Badin to slow down at all this game.
Yeah, and Badin playing this man-to-man defense. I mean, we've seen a multitude of turnovers so far. Badin's reaction time when that ball is passed is phenomenal. So I think Fleming needs to continue playing this man-to-man very hard, staying on your man as tight as possible and trying to see what you can do from there.
With another turnover for Woodward, with its 2-on-1 with Brown, he passes to Taylor.
Chandler puts back out up to Cooper Allis to the top of the key. And just like Fleming was yelling earlier, Badin slows down this game. They could have easily had that fast break back to Chandler, down to the bottom of the basket, and he could have put that up easy. But Badin's wanting to control this game with only a minute left. It's a matter about controlling this game before halftime. Eli Woodward with a three out in the corner, makes it in. So that's going to put up Badin 26-11 as this quarter is coming to an end here.
I wonder what Woodward's conversation is going to be at halftime. I would not want to be in that locker room.
Would not want to be in that locker room, yeah. There's definitely going to be some yelling at. You can see some sloppy plays here as Declan Brown tries to put it up for two, gets fouled at the rim.
I mean, we see with, Badin's subbing a lot. I feel like that's a great decision, especially having it early in the ball game. Just keeping your players fresh because, we still have 2 quarters left of basketball. And it doesn't look like Badin's going to step off the gas here at all.
No, definitely not. And that's what I was saying earlier. I mean, both these teams have big rosters. So it's a matter about subbing out very smart. And, yeah, from the Bulldogs, we've only seen a couple of subs. So it seems like most of their star players are just getting burnt out way too easily, especially with how hard they came out from the gate.
For sure. I mean, Brown will miss the free throw. Badin's still playing that press.
That full court press, yeah. Just like I was saying, Badin needs to keep their feet on the necks of the Bulldogs. Bulldogs can't really do much. As a travel call is called on the Bulldogs. A foul on Badin. Bulldogs will inbound this ball.
As Oz will check in for
Declan Brown.
You know, it looks like Fleming, he's done an unbelievable job this year. Coming in 2 years ago with taking a state run last year, and come back this year with a pretty good team with only 2 seniors. I mean, that's just something that I feel like that's gonna inspire younger Badin basketball players to come in to play Badin and know that I'll be coached by Mr. Fleming.
Eli Warpoke up for a second three. It's going to end this half. Badin's going to be up 27 and the Bulldogs 13. We're going to see what the Bulldogs can do as they come back from this halftime break.
Here at Badin. I cannot wait to help you through the admission process. Badin High School is a special place, shaping the way students think, achieve, serve, and lead since our doors opened in 1966. Recently, I had the chance to speak with several of our current students, and I asked them, what's your favorite thing about Badin? And I noticed a theme with all of the answers. Every student mentioned one of these 3 words: community, environment, and family. A true testament to what it feels like to be a Badin Ram and a part of the Badin family, the Ramley. As a proud Badin alum myself, I can personally speak to the amazing opportunities students have to get involved in our smaller, friendly, co-ed environment. You will be challenged in the classroom, developing your faith, and be prepared for the future beyond Badin High School. We are a college prep school in that we prepare and encourage students towards a college degree. About 90% of our graduating students attend college, while the rest seek other great opportunities, such as the armed forces, trades, and entering the workforce. Our students are ready for what happens next, whatever that may be. At Badin, we meet students where they are and tailor their schedule for each individual so that our students can thrive in a strong educational setting. Students can choose the level of class in English, math, and science to promote personal success. Our comprehensive curriculum includes a variety of honors and advanced placement courses, as well as College Credit Plus courses, so that students may enter college with numerous course credits. Our academic support program offers the opportunity for students on individual education plans to thrive in our smaller school atmosphere.
Students each receive a new Dell 2-in-1 tablet for schoolwork, allowing them to do research, write papers, do homework, and utilize Google Classroom. Badin is on an 8-period day, which allows our students to take numerous electives and get involved in the fine arts. Our award-winning art program puts Badin artists in galleries all over Southwest Ohio. Our Badin Rocks ensemble does not march, but does find its way into the Cincinnati Reds opening day parade every year and features students playing everything from the piano and electric guitar to drums and other instruments that students have talents playing. Our drama program offers extensive opportunities in class, on stage, and behind the scenes. We have a 4-year engineering program through Project Lead the Way, a national curriculum out of Indianapolis. And the engineering program boasts its own machine shop. Our business and marketing program is a great way for students to learn about and gain experience in the workforce. Faith life is significant at Badin. We want students to enhance their faith, whatever faith that is. About 75% of our students are Catholic, but you do not have to be Catholic to have a great experience in the faith and service opportunities at Badin. Students engage in our monthly masses, participate annually in the memorable retreat programs, including the 4-day Senior Kairos Retreat, and make a tremendous impact through our intentional service program. Our students serve God and serve others in our community and through numerous summer service trips to various cities in the U.S. and an international trip. Opportunities to get involved are endless. More than 90% of our students are engaged in at least one extracurricular activity. Join one of our athletic teams, club sports teams, and any of the exciting student clubs and organizations like Ambassadors, Student Council, Spirit Club, and so many more. Badin's facilities have kept up with our growing enrollment. The Fearman Family Activity Center is home to an auxiliary gym, wrestling room, locker rooms, collegiate level fitness center, and music space, and has been a huge benefit to the school for almost 20 years. In 2020, we opened the Student Development Center. The center includes a student commons where classes can meet and students can work on homework before or after school. The Hamilton Community Foundation College and Career Center is a great space for our guidance counselors to meet with students and prepare them for key moments in their lives in high school and beyond. We are looking forward to the start of our newest project, a multi-sport athletic complex on the hill that features a full synthetic playing field and practice field for soccer and football, as well as a competition track. Badin will finally have our own field on our campus to call home. Badin is proud to be a co-ed high school. Students learn to collaborate, communicate, and work together. Our co-ed environment makes a large impact, with students from about 40 junior high schools and nearly 30 zip codes. But they all come together as one each year, the Badin family, or as our students refer to us, the Ramley.
Badin High School, a place that will inspire you to achieve your personal best, live your faith, and lead the future. You can be part of something extraordinary.
Ready? Princeton High School, right? We are back and live for the second quarter of basketball. We are third quarter of basketball, second half from Princeton High School as the Bulldogs have the ball. What do you think the Bulldogs can do to keep this game close?
They're going to have to definitely catch some momentum here in the first couple minutes of this game, but by the looks of it, Badin just stole the ball back with Cooper Allis up with the three. Banks it off the front of the rim. But I think if the Bulldogs manage to get some momentum here within the first couple minutes of this period, it's definitely going to give them some confidence going into the fourth. This is definitely going to turn into the fourth quarter game for the Bulldogs if they want any chance of coming back from this game.
100%.
We saw the Bulldogs come out earlier from halftime, getting some extra practice in. So I'm assuming not a lot of words were said by their coach. It was just a matter of trying to get into a rhythm before the half starts. But by the looks of it, Badin's coming out just as strong as they were going out of this half. So Bulldogs are definitely going to have to make some better adjustments here.
And look at that. Timeout already. I feel like this third quarter is going to kind of determine how the fourth quarter can go for the Bulldogs. If they keep this close and stop the Rams, I feel like we're in for a good fourth quarter.
Definitely.
I mean, are you shocked about this timeout this early?
Zoom in on this guy doing push-ups here in the far right corner.
I think that's official. I mean, he was over there just knocking her out.
But something I will say is I see the Bulldogs coach being way more vocal here in the second half. Something we didn't see really in the first half. So, and one thing I will say, Fleming does an amazing job of staying vocal throughout the entire game, talking to his team, yelling across the court at any given second. And the Bulldogs just put up a three-pointer. So that puts the Bulldogs 16-29. So they have a bit of a large deficit here. So definitely grabbing that momentum, like I was saying, within the first couple minutes here is going to give them that buttload of confidence that they need.
For sure. I mean, as we see Stroud with a pass to CeeLo, he knocks down the three.
Carson Lowe up for three there like it's nothing. So off the looks of it, Badin's coming out just as hard as the Bulldogs as Eli Stroud gets another steal for Badin. As we turn this ball over, the Bulldogs haven't even been able to try to come up with anything on their side for this half so far. So, I mean, I couldn't even tell you, Chase. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if they're going to adapt by the time this period ends, but if they are adapting, they're going to have to do it very quickly now.
I mean, I agree. I mean, we just saw Woodward, the Bulldogs with a deflection, but the Rams take it back. And Brown will miss the layup as the Bulldogs have some fast-paced offense going back. And I think we're just going to see a defensive game where, just slow down basketball for the Rams. I mean, you have the lead, and there's no point of making, us making a mistake when you have a lead. Just put the pressure on the Bulldogs and just see how they handle the pressure with the scoreboard that being that large.
Yeah, definitely. Controlling that clock for the Rams is what's going to lead us to a victory here. But, I mean, yeah, Chase, just like you were saying, having a lead this big, you don't really need to do much on offense. You got to lock down on defense and control the clock during offense. For the Bulldogs, it's literally just a matter of scoring. As the Bulldogs puts up another three, that's Nets Mincy, number 0 for the Bulldogs, puts up that three.
I mean, I for sure think we're seeing a hotter start for the Bulldogs than we saw the first quarter. I mean, as the Rams just continue to play their style of basketball. I mean, that is something special, Anthony. Their style of basketball.
Yeah, Badin is definitely doing a great job of controlling this game. When you say the Bulldogs coming out hot, I think you just mean those two back-to-back threes that they made. No one really made too many threes in the first half, so seeing those two right away from the Bulldogs is something that if we see more of, the Rams definitely have something to fix on their defense. But right now, the Bulldogs are playing very hard defense. Managed to get away with the ball here. And I think a personal foul is called on the Bulldogs.
I mean, that was big. That was a big impact right there. There's some trippy words going between both sides of it.
Yeah, the Badin student section right now is calling for a technical foul. I think that's some dirty playing from the Bulldogs here. I mean, yeah, you're down a bit, but keep your composure. Don't be playing dirty at this point in the game. At this point, you have almost 5 minutes left in the third. You have another 8 minutes. If you keep your composure and just play the game you need to play, they definitely still have a chance. It's going to turn into a fourth quarter game. So we got Eli Stroud, who's one fouled, up at the free throw line alone. Puts up the first one.
I mean, we talk about this a lot, the 6-man. That student section is really a 6-man.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean that foul was a technical. That was a missed part on our end. As the Rams have the ball, and you see Taylor just taking the ball up. I mean, with the Rams, I don't really know what they should do right now. You either play slow basketball, just pass around, or you just take the points and keep on the throttle. With Lowe with the ball, I mean, you see him driving. It does not look like the Rams. As there is going to be another foul for the Bulldogs. I have a feeling that the Bulldogs are going to get some foul trouble tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, their coach just probably wanted them to play more of a physical game or just lock down better on defense. But in terms of fouling with that physicality, that's something you can't have with such an important game on the line here.
I mean, guaranteed. I mean, this game is a win or go home. If you win, you have one more game for a shot at the state title, and to keep playing on. I feel like that is the reason why the tension is so hot right now. It's the playoffs, and it could be some of these seniors' last times on the court, right? And with me being a senior, you being a senior, it's sad, right? But
yeah, having two seniors on the roster for Badin, I mean, it would definitely make the world of a difference for those two seniors to be able to see another state game, let alone win that game. In terms of looking at Badin, I think if we keep our heart and our head in the right places, we definitely have a chance at state here. It's just a matter of playing as a team yet again. I mean, and just like I was saying earlier, having a team mostly composed of juniors, I'm only excited to see what Badin Rams are able to do next year with basketball.
I mean, through all sports, I feel like. As well, I mean, next year with the football field, I feel that's a great addition that the Badin has to add. As well as the juniors next year. I mean, we saw this year, the juniors really took over. I feel like that's something we've saw throughout all the sports this year.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, junior class is definitely a more sport-oriented class. Besides Spirit Olympics, if you guys were able to tune in on Badin News Network, our live stream, we did stream Badin's annual Spirit Olympics against all of the classes. Senior team took the W with ease. I'm pretty sure the juniors ended up in last or second to last.
You're right about that. The freshmen actually came in front of the juniors.
Yeah, and it was fun to see the freshmen's section. They were very loud and obnoxious in all the good ways. And I think that's something just exciting to see for Badin's future as a whole. I mean, seeing the student section and seeing the familyhood we have at Badin is just something you don't really see at other schools. The Bulldogs, for example, I don't see a single student in a student section right now in their crowd. So it's just amazing to see that from Badin.
I mean, like you said, with the sports teams getting better and better, I feel like you're going to start to see more classes come in. Like, more kids be excited, hey, I get to be coached by Coach Fleming. I get to be coached by Coach Jordy. I get to be coached by Coach Treadway. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's something exciting they can see and look forward to. Because high school sports is something that you only last for 4 years. Mm-hmm. And, there's two seniors, they have played all 4 years. And the juniors, they have all played all 4 years. It's like you put so much work and time into your sport, and it's just, feeling when you win, you're like, I accomplished something. Especially, for example,
Badin with an easy turnover here as Rowan puts it up for 2. Swings it back out to Cooper as Cooper goes up for a 3. Makes it in like nothing. That puts the Rams up 20 points. We're 41-21 here in Princeton. So the Bulldogs didn't come out like they needed to come out. 20-point deficit with 3 minutes left in the third period. I mean, granted, you have 8 minutes in a fourth period, but at this point, I don't think it's looking too great for the Bulldogs. They're going to have to perform a miracle in order to come back from this one.
Miracles are possible. And like we said before, I really hope some of these younger guys get in for the Badin tonight. I mean, if we look, I think there's 2 freshmen on the roster, if I'm not mistaken.
1 freshman, 2 seniors, and then the rest juniors. So, yeah, it would be phenomenal for the juniors to see. And we got this coach doing push-ups here again in the corner.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get
He's repping them out during these breaks.
I mean, that dude must bench like 400 pounds.
Definitely. Yeah, he's just having fun here on the corner. Got to keep entertained somehow.
Yeah. I mean, this game is slowly getting out of hand, but not yet. As we see right now, the Rams come out hot. Like, I feel like they have the past couple games. I feel like ever since that win against Alter, I feel like that really motivated them to say, hey, we're a good basketball team. We can beat anybody we put our minds to. And with another turnover, it's going to be Rams ball. As Cade Cummins will check in for Chandler Taylor, and Eli Strout will check in for Declan and Brown. I mean, there's nothing we can really much say besides this team might actually be state-bound.
Mm-hmm. I definitely think it's possible. It's just like I said, a matter of playing like a team, playing like how they are tonight. I mean, the Bulldogs came out very hot, and at first it seemed like Badin was going to have to do some catching up by the second period or so, but Badin adapted quickly and came together as a team, and they made it their own fast-paced game. They started controlling that game, and we see that yet again after a halftime. We see the Rams doing a phenomenal job of just controlling this, and as Eli Strout puts it up for 2 and 1, and I was saying that earlier, Eli Strout does an amazing job of driving to the basket and forcing those fouls, and it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a key component for tonight. And it's not just a matter of points. It also puts the Bulldogs' confidence down because it's like, okay, you have Eli Strout, 6-foot dude, probably one of the smaller dudes compared to all of the Bulldogs. And you have this man driving to the basket, forcing these and ones. So it's not just a matter of points. It also brings down confidence to the Bulldogs.
I mean, that's something you could not teach. Hard, physical, driving to the basket, throwing it by the line just to get points. I mean, I think that's twice that game we've seen him do that, which is just unbelievable. I mean, with him only being 6 foot, like, you kind of have to find a way for your own life. And his is just driving the basket, playing contact basketball, that's just something very cool to see that you don't see often.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like the Bulldogs here are adapting well on. And we see Eli Strout yet again drive underneath the basket and force another and 1. So he's going to be back at the line. Just a phenomenal job by Eli here tonight.
I mean, he's really showing what he has to offer for this team tonight. I mean, I think most of his points are driving and getting fouled.
Yeah, definitely. We have 4 new players subbed in for the Rams. We have Ben Saycash, Chandler, Cade Cummins, and Carson Lowe. So we're going to see what this fresh roster could do. It gives the other Rams a little bit of a break, and I think that's something C.J. Fleming does a phenomenal job of, is subbing out not only at the right times, but the right players. He knows his players very well, and he knows, all right, if I take out Ben, I'm going to need another big guy. If I take out Ollis, I'm going to need another scorer. And it seems like the Bulldogs have had 3 or 4 of the same guys in the entire time and have only been rotating out a couple players. Carson Lowe diving on the ground here. And I think that showcase just shows the heart that Badin has for the game of basketball. I mean, you got guys diving. You got guys pushing around the Badin Rams definitely have some heart, and you don't really see that with other teams as well. And like I was saying earlier, that heart, you still need that sportsmanship and teamship, right? Having that bond as a team is something that helps the Badin Rams come this far and possibly even a state.
I mean, I feel like we've been pretty lucky as seniors this year to have such a good athletic team since we've been here. Our freshman year, football went to state. Last year, our sophomore year, I think, who went to state that year? I think baseball was close.
Baseball was close. Baseball's always close.
We're always close every year. Speaking of baseball, Badin mulch sale starts soon. It's almost springtime. Spring sports right on the corner. Buy your mulch. $6 a bag. It's the best mulch in the world.
Amen to that. Badin secures this ball here again. It's 47-25. 30 seconds left in the third period. Chase, what do you thinking for the Bulldogs? You thinking they give up, or you thinking they're going to try to play this out, play their hearts out, and try to get this margin back?
I feel like, you kind of have to do that. You kind of just have to play basketball and see where it goes. Right now they're down pretty much, but everything could happen in that last fourth quarter. The Rams could get sloppy. The Rams could get tired. And the Woodward could just have that momentum coming into the fourth quarter. As we see here with Woodward with a step back three, we'll miss it. We will send you into break with one quarter left here of Badin basketball. We are back for some fourth quarter action at Princeton High School as the Badin Rams have a humongous lead against the Bulldogs. What do you think the Bulldogs can do to stay in this basketball game or
Nothing.
Compete?
Nothing. I'm going to keep it clear cut here, folks. The Bulldogs are down a significant lead. Keep their head up. Keep trying to score. Keep Badin back. But at this point, 8 minutes left. Just by the looks of last quarter, didn't seem like halftime did so much for their confidence. So what can a little break in between third and fourth period do for the Bulldogs? I'm thinking not much. Unless Badin manages to get completely sloppy and let up 8 threes by the Bulldogs, I'm thinking it's a game here tonight, folks.
I feel like, this game is for the Rams, kind of a mental booster.
Definitely.
Just to get comfortable playing this kind of basketball and this much pressure, as if they win this game, they will play McNick. That is such a big game for the Rams. It's a in-conference rival, right? They have history back and forth. I think we were 2-0 against them this year.
I believe so, yeah.
And that game could be a really big game for the Rams. If you win that, you have more momentum coming off. And like we've said before, I think Alter's when they really changed.
Yeah.
Allah's dropped 30. Great performance by him. As Woodward with a three, he just knocks it down.
Walker's definitely a sharp shooter here we see here tonight. That's his third three of the night, I believe. And Rowan takes a foul here. Yep. Blocking foul by Rowan. So that'll send the Bulldogs up to the free throw line. At this point, Bulldogs are 25 points down. It's a high-score game for Badin, and yeah, like you were saying, having this win with this big of a margin will definitely give some Badin a buttload of confidence that they need going into these other playoffs games. So I think this win here tonight was definitely needed for Badin.
For sure. I mean, if you look at the points, this is a team effort. No one has like a certain large amount of points.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's something we don't see a lot. It's like they're very teammate, right? It's more of as there is a turnover, but like I was saying, I think the most person has 16 points, which is crazy because most teams have their one dude who can score a lot.
Yep.
But I feel like they have a majority of it. Like you have big man, you have sharpshooters, you have ball handlers, passers. I feel like they all know that role. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's one reason why they have a shot at that state title this year.
Yep. And just going back to CJ Fleming, being up this amount of points, I mean, as a coach, you can sit down on the bench and you could just call it a day and let your team play. But he's still up, yelling, getting his team active. And I think that just goes to show that his heart is in the game. It's not just a matter of winning the game. It's a matter of playing basketball 110%, full all the way through. And I just love to see that for Fleming. I mean, you see him keep his composure after that turnover that Badin just had. And that just goes to show that when it's needed, he's able to keep his composure. But also he knows the times to yell a little bit, have his face turn a little red. And I feel like his athletes know that. These Badin Rams know when they have to show up for their coach and for each other.
I mean, he also knows what it takes to play. I mean, he played, I think, Division II or Division I basketball, and I mean, he knows what it takes to play at the highest level of basketball. I feel like that's why he's such a passionate coach. I feel like that's why most of the Badin coaches are such a passionate coach.
And there goes Eli Strout out again, driving to the rim, forcing a foul. Just a phenomenal job. Very physical player, but he knows exactly where to go to force those fouls into the basket.
I mean, I think 95% of his points that came from the drive, use your body, and put a layup in. And like I was saying before, that's something I think about the Rams overall coaching staff. They all know what it takes because most of them all have college experience. Mm-hmm. They all know what it takes to play at that level. I feel like that's why the coaches here are so passionate. I mean, if you look at Fleming, he's still yelling. He's not yelling as much. He's still yelling a lot, though.
Yep.
Even though when they're like a large margin, I feel like he just expects so much out of his guys. And it's been a long season. Let's be honest, it's been a very long season.
Yeah.
And as Strout was check out for Rowan Brown, Declan Brown, the wrong Brown brother. My fault. As Woodward, this game's getting closer in. I feel like there's nothing Woodward can do. I mean, the Rams are still pressing.
Yep.
I mean, that's something you don't see often. Most teams would just take a lay back. And Woodward's still trying. I think it will send him the line for two.
Yeah, and I love that for the Bulldogs. With a margin this big, they're still trying. They're still showing the heart they have. I definitely think that it's just a matter of playing your game. I think they came out hot. And, I mean, I haven't watched Woodward at all this year, but I think that was a mistake for them from the beginning. I think they should have tried to control this game because Badin did a phenomenal job of adapting very quickly to their fast-paced game, and Badin turned it completely around and made it their own fast-paced game and started controlling the entire game as a whole. So Bellbrook just kind of came out too fast-paced and lost grip, and they couldn't regain that grip at all.
As this game is almost being over. It's been an honor calling this game with you. As well, I think this is our last game calling it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it will be our last game streaming. I think wherever Badin is going, we're not going to be able to get in. But BNN has done a phenomenal job of accommodating to us. I just want to make a shout out to Mr. Browning and Luke Jensen, who's always helping us with these streams. Round of applause for them. But BNN is a class we're in, Chase, right? sorry for the quick stop right there. I saw the Bulldogs getting a little heated there. I think that's just going to show their frustration of this game. You know, came into this game with hope and quickly got shot down with that.
I mean, whoever thought a kid that stutters would be doing a broadcast?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
And you're doing a phenomenal job,
Appreciate
Chase.
it. You know,
Yep.
I do say names wrong a little bit. It's just not. Let's not go there today.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, being in class is definitely something fun, and you learn something new every day. You know, I started doing these broadcasts 2 months ago, and I've just been enjoying them, and it's fun to watch Badin play basketball. I would love to commentate any other sports. As we have these spring sports coming up. Chase, you play baseball. How do you think this baseball season is going to go this year?
You know, I think there's a shot we get back there to state title. I mean, we play a really hard schedule. I mean, probably the hardest schedule I think they've played this year. I mean, we have a bunch of returning guys. We had 4 seniors last year. Mm-hmm. You know, that's kind of just puts a leadership on the seniors because we have 8 seniors. I think either between 8 or 9, and you know, all of us are playing. Most of us are playing a college sport. As you see the cheerleader just doing flips. Like, I think I could do that personally.
I don't think you could. That's Claire Mace's there.
I could do that.
Has a lot of experience with gymnastics. Yeah, our cheerleaders are also something special. I believe the Badin cheer competition cheer just qualified for state. I believe they're going there tomorrow.
It's big.
So wish them luck.
I mean, that's big. I mean, do you remember the last time a cheer team from Maine High School went that far?
No, not at all. I mean, I do believe their competition cheer is fairly new. I believe they started last year. But it's just great to see another family be created within Badin. Just having those family teams is something that's Badin, I think, Badin is known for, you know, that family aspect we have, not only at school, but especially in our sports.
100%. I mean, I feel like we have 2 swimmers in state right now, which that's big, swimming. Like, swimming. Out of all sports, they're in state. Augie Newberry and Kathleen Burke. I don't know their status right now, but I'm sure it's on the Badin Twitter page. So, like we said, spring sport right around the corner. This would be my last sport. Like, I might do softball. You know, baseball's pretty busy. I think you and Rowan do a lot of baseball this year. Yeah. I mean, baseball, it's a great sport. Just hang in there.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of games this year. I think I think it's going to be great out there at Joyce Park with the new softball press box and the baseball just being right around the corner. I feel like we're in for a good season. Yeah, like I said.
Cody's helped up by Kate Cummins.
That's just some great teamwork. I mean, that's something I don't think Badin has is teamwork. And, you know, you can't teach that. I mean, that's just a bunch of guys who love the sport of basketball and who want that state title. I feel like that's the reason why you come to Badin. You have a shot to win the state title. I mean, as, you know, football made it there in 20-something. 2021. And, you know, baseball made it there last year. I mean, baseball made it there the last couple of years. And, you know, basketball, I think they're on a rise here. I think we're on a really good rise. I mean, with Coach Fleming, he's done a great job. I mean, look at him. He's still yelling. I feel like we should get him mic'd up for one game.
3. Kate Cummins up with the 3 right there. I mean, puts the lead 54-30.
I'm not even going to try that math. You got that.
With 3.5 minutes here, we're 24 points behind.
You know, I feel like with the Rams just keep putting pressure. I mean, I feel like it's like a track meet right now. As Woodward has not shown any gave up yet.
No, not at all. And you love to see that. You see 5 players for the Bulldogs right now ready to be subbed out. But, I mean, at this point in the game, you got 3 minutes left. Obviously, you don't have much of a game here. Badin's taking this W here tonight. And at this point, we're just trying to control that clock. And And like I was saying, from the start of the second half, I was thinking Badin was going to come out and try to control this clock. They already had a little bit of a lead, but Badin came out after the second half and just started trying to extend that lead more and more. So I think if Badin's able to do that throughout the rest of these playoffs, it's definitely going to have some effect to the way they've been playing.
100%. Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, as this game gets wrapped up here shortly, I think our next thing we're going to be streaming is signing day. It's a very big accomplishment for the student athletes here. I mean, just to be able to show, just to be able to have pride in that you've put hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, and to play in that sport.
And it pays off, yeah.
As there will be, I think, 13 kids signed between 3 or 4 different sports, that's just big. I mean, I think that just shows you how well Badin has, you know, with all their sports team. As Woodward puts up the 3, you know, it's going to be Bulldogs ball. Nope, that's going to be a foul, actually. Yep. Like I said before, that sign day, I feel like that's going to be big for the B and N class. I mean, we are very thankful that Luke Jansen has been able to came down here and helped us with this. But I feel like that's our first big project by ourselves that involved the streaming. And, you know, with Luke being a senior at UC, I think he wants to major in this. Is that correct? He does major in this. Sorry, my fault. No, he's kind of the OG of Badin News Network.
Yeah.
I mean, some people can say Tyler Vernon, but I feel like he's the more of the OG of it. He's dying laughing over here.
But yeah, it's just phenomenal to see all those students signing with colleges. And yeah, like you were saying, that just goes to show the coaching and the programs we have at Badin. You know, it gets these players from freshman year to senior year getting excited and ready for playing in college, which is a huge step up from going to high school to college sports. It's a completely different realm.
I mean, if you ask any coach, like, there's a huge step between high school and college. Like, man, like, especially with the classwork. Like, we are very thankful for our teachers here at Badin. They do an unbelievable job teaching us life skills and stuff like that. And, you know, most of the coaches are actually teachers as well. And I feel like that's actually something we have coming out soon, right? With the B&N.
Yes.
I think it's what's it, teacher appreciation?
Mm-hmm.
And we have some big projects coming out that I think Mr. Browning's mainly excited for. You know, that class, it just kind of teaches you how to be creative with technology. Like, I'm terrible at technology. I'm pretty sure I think you're pretty good at it. So, yeah, he's shaking his head yes. And as the freshman Noah Edwards checks in for the game.
Nolan Edwards.
I mean, he's been on varsity majority this year.
I believe the full year. Hasn't gotten a lot of playing time, but, I mean, being a freshman on a varsity roster is something definitely to look forward to as a freshman. I know Cooper Allis, halfway through his freshman year, was put onto the varsity roster, and Chandler as well his freshman year. So it's just great to see that these athletes have made it from freshman all the way to senior or junior year. And it's just exciting to see what Nolan is going to put forth towards the Badin Rams his 4 years.
I mean, he definitely has the size.
Yeah.
He has great potential. I mean, if you look at it, he's also a two-sport athlete. I feel like that's something we see a lot here is two-sport athletes, three-sport. That's crazy. Huge respect for you guys. But, I mean, as we see Woodward just having fight, but as that's going to be a jump ball. But like I was saying, I mean, I think majority of basketball was two sports, besides maybe one or two. That's just big, I feel like. I mean, to have, say, I think, Chandler Taylor, Eli Woodward, Cade Cummins, Cooper Allis, Brody Fear, and Nolan Edwards will all go over to baseball when this is shortly over. Like, that's like no break in between, which is like just kind of shows you how passionate they are about the sport they play.
Yep.
They are both in bonus currently. I mean, with the Rams just taking the lead in this game has been probably a big factor, I feel like. I don't think the Bulldogs have had a lead at all. And I feel like that's something that Coach Finley is very proud of, is holding that lead. And, I mean, his assistants do a great job as well. I mean, you have a great trainer, Max. I mean, he helps out with their athletes if you need taped or compression or whatever the cause is. But, I mean, shout out to him, and he's been great. And as well as, I mean, just Coach Fleming. I feel like he doesn't get enough appreciation for what he's done for the Badin basketball program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely coming in here for 2 years now. He's definitely flipped around the basketball program, and yeah, like we were saying, having a team full of juniors, I mean, that's a lot more work. I feel like you have to put in. Not calling them immature or anything, but I'm just saying, you know, not having that leadership, having only 2 seniors in there, it's definitely something you have to put more effort into, I'm sure, during practices and during games. Nolan Edwards here goes up for the rim, puts up 2 as Badin student section gets electric here. That's a freshman, Nolan Edwards.
That might be his first varsity points of the year, I think. In a long time, I think.
I can't confirm or deny that, but
yeah, don't trust me.
Just seeing that sportsmanship from Badin's bench, especially, you see Badin's bench all standing up, getting electric for Nolan. That just goes to show.
As another freshman checks into the game, and a sophomore. I mean, it's going to be freshman Chase Evans. His sister actually, Mrs. Evans, or Braylon. Yeah, I said the last name wrong a couple times. And then Brody Fear, his brothers actually played baseball at Marietta, and you know, I feel like he's really stepping into it. I mean, he had a really good JV season. As he puts up the 3, ooh.
Spins in and out of the basket. That would have been phenomenal to see here.
I mean, you know, I feel like that's something that you have to be proud of. Mm-hmm. You're putting the younger guys in. You're showing them what it takes to win a game in this atmosphere. As the more and more we get closer to that state title, the more and more the atmospheres get bigger. The arena gets bigger. But remember, the basketball court stays the same. The rim's always, is it 10 feet high?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 feet high. And we see Woodward's, they have no fight, right? They just keep fighting. I feel like that's something you can't teach at all. You're getting blown out, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's just your love for the sport. And I think it was just a matter of coaching, especially tonight. Like I was saying earlier, Fleming from the get-go is always more of a vocal coach. And even now, the Bulldogs coach, he's kind of more leisure standing around. And I'm not saying that's bad or anything, but Fleming knows his players very well and knows when to get vocal and what to say. And I think that's just something you need for high school sports. I mean, you know, we're 14 to 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
You know,
19.
we don't know everything about the game. So having someone yell at you what you need to do or what you need to improve on is definitely beneficial. As this game comes to an end, Badin wins 58, Bulldogs 35. So Badin is going to move on in these playoff rounds.
They will play McNick next, I believe. You can check the Badin Twitter page for that. I just want to say thank you to my coach Anthony for joining me today.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Luke Jansen for the awesome help he has with this year so far. I mean, that is it. Badin would take the win 58. Yeah, 58 to 35. I mean, a humongous win for the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I just want to say thank you all for listening. And I hope to see you guys soon, right?
Yep.
I think spring sports, that's going to be big for us. So thank you all for listening, and have a great afternoon, evening.